Hey, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do what's called 5 days of workouts. Now, one of the things that I've learned in being in the fitness field is how much I love working one-on-one with clients. You know, besides nutritional consulting and doing fitness classes of all kinds, I just really love have that one-on-one experience with the clients that I so miss right now. So with that said, I like to treat you all like my own personal training clients. I'm going to put you through a series of workouts, all separate, so you can do one a day, separate them, do one a week, however it works for you. Even cycle around 2 or 3 times if you like. Eventually you'll have to make a change on it though. You know, if you repeat the same thing over and over, eventually it's not as effective. So with that said, let's go ahead with 5 days of workouts. First workout, day 1 of workout. So today we're going to focus on doing what's called an upper and lower body superset circuit. So basically you're going to have an upper and lower body exercise grouped together. Each of those exercises you're going to do 12 reps, and you're going to go and do 3 to 4 sets of those exercises, followed by a 1-minute cardio sort of push, flush the system out, get your heart rate up, a little bit of an interval. Then you're going to go on the next circuit of exercises, okay? So let's go ahead and start with, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and demo all the exercises, show you the proper form, explain what you're supposed to be doing, and then you can go ahead and take this video, just make some notes on what you're gonna be doing, and then go for it. But this video will be here for you to look at for the sake of looking at your posture and technique. Okay, so the first exercise grouping, your lower body exercise, is going to be curtsy lunges. So with curtsy lunges, here we go. We want to make sure that we've got a little bit wider than shoulder width, heart forward, legs, toes slightly turned out. And then when you go for these curtsy lunge, you're going to shift your weight, choose which leg you're going to go first or direction. So I'm going to curtsy lunge that way. So this will be my main sort of shifting weight leg. And then this one is going to cross back. So curtsy lunges, what you want to do is you want to cross back and then evenly distribute the weight once you're in that lunge. So it looks like this. We're going to be here. Then we're going to cross back. Now, when you're in this position, a couple things to note. 1, hips should be generally facing forward. You don't want to be turned like this. You got to be facing forward. And overall, check your knee. So from my position, maybe not yours, from my position when I look down, my knee is generally close or on top of my toe area. Shouldn't be way over like this. You have to make sure you're not turned over, pronated, just like that. Then you're going to come back up and tap. We're just going to repeat this 12 times on this leg. Then we're going to go ahead and repeat it 12 times on the other leg, same form in mind. So you're going to superset that. Once you've done 12 reps of the lower body, you're going to do 12 reps of your upper body exercise. So for our upper body exercise today, we're going to do reverse flies. So what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to work high up between those shoulder blades using lots of postural muscles. Many of us are sitting hunched. We've got a lot of sore and or not just sore, but inactive back muscles. So this reverse fly, that's our motion, is gonna help us work those muscles. So we're gonna go ahead and show you a couple of different options. You wanna go ahead and grab sort of a medium to light resistance, depending on how strong you are. If you're doing a resistant band, I'll also show you the dumbbell option here in a moment. So you're gonna go ahead and grab this. So I wanna get enough resistance. Then in standing just like this, I got my core tight, everything engaged. It's not just about the back. Slight bend in the knees, core engaged. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our arms and we're gonna try and push them out. Now instantly you should feel the muscles between your shoulder blades tighten up. And the goal of those muscles is to bring your shoulder blades together, and then you're going to release. You're gonna bring those together and then you're gonna release. So I'm gonna show you what this looks like from the flip side here. So if I've got this here, as soon as I activate those shoulder blades, we're gonna pull together and then we're gonna release. Pull together and release. So there you go. So that you would do 12 reps, but if you don't have a resistant band, an option would be to take some light weights, and I say this carefully, light weights, because that area of muscle between your shoulder blades, it's not very strong, but it's really important. So it will fatigue quickly, so you want to choose lighter weights. So if I were to stand and do the same thing like this, it's not going to give me what I want. I can feel my shoulder blades working, but over time, the muscle that's going to fatigue is going to be my shoulders. So that's cool too, but our goal here is the middle and upper part of our back. So what you have to do is you have to let gravity work for you. So if I show you this exercise from the front view and then the side view, what you would do is you would come down, you bend over here, make sure your core is tight and you're not hunched, and then you're gonna fly those arms. Just like we were doing, more or less, with that rope, but you're gonna have a greater range of motion here. And so, same thing from the side, again, core engaged, knees slightly bent because that makes your pelvis region work, engaging the core. You're gonna bend over there, neutral spine, so no hunching, okay? And then you're gonna fly that together just like that. And that's your dumbbell version of that exercise. So there's your reverse fly. So again, curtsy lunge with reverse fly. That is your first set of exercises that you're gonna pair together. And then when you're done, 12 reps of each, 3 to 4 circuits of that, or 3 to 4 sets. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna throw in a cardio round for about 1 minute. So the goal of this is it will flush your system, so if there's some burning in those muscles, lactic acid is gonna help your body circulate and get that out of the muscle so you can go on to the next set of exercises. Super important, especially if you're supersetting within a certain muscle group. Like if I was doing double chest day, I might do a press and then a reverse fly is my superset, and that chest muscle, or it is chest fly, that chest muscle is gonna burn out. So those cardio moments are gonna help you flush the muscle. Okay, so after you've done that set and you've got your cardio, we're gonna move on to our second group of exercises. So for this group of exercises, we're gonna do what's called a glute bridge, and then we're gonna do a chest press, okay? So we worked the back, right? And we've worked with that curtsy lunge, your main muscles activating with your adductors, your quads, a little bit of the hamstring, but let's really engage the hamstring and glutes now, okay? So for the glute bridge, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna get on the floor. I'm not gonna get too crazy involved with this, but you're gonna get on the floor and you're going to get into a comfortable position, mat or no mat, it's up to you. And when you come down, you need to make sure that you put your weight into your heels so that you can engage better of your glute and your hamstring and keep the weight off of your quads when doing this, okay? So I'm gonna lay back. Okay, everything engaged. You're gonna go ahead and this is the exercise. Again, weight in the heels, and you're gonna bring the glute up and you're gonna release. Come up and release. And when you do this, you need to make sure that you're not resting when you come down. It's not a rest time. Bring it up, drop down for a second, bring it up, drop down. So if you're doing that, I want to show you slightly more of an advanced option as well. If you have a chair or a step nearby, I'll grab my chair. A little bit noisy here, but I'm gonna grab it. Make sure if you choose a chair, you choose a chair that is gonna give you some stability. Folding chair is probably not your best option here. So you can grab a chair, and I'm also gonna grab a weight. So I've got some weight plates here. Grab one of these weight plates, okay? So here's my chair. I'm gonna go ahead and put my feet up there. So instead of on the floor, my feet are up. And then what I am is I'm going to put my feet in my heels. Same rule applied. Make sure the chair is close enough so it doesn't slide. And then, as an increase of resistance, I'm gonna put the weight plate here on my stomach or pelvis. And then from here, I'm gonna lift up and I'm gonna drop. Now, with that greater incline, we're gonna increase our resistance and challenge quite a bit. You can really feel those hamstrings tighten there. So that's how you're gonna increase that challenge if you want more of a challenge with those, okay? So, place that there. So that's your set of exercises right there. You've got your glute, and then what do we have to do? We have to now work our upper body. So with our upper body, I'd mentioned chest press. Really, one of the trickiest exercises I find to do at home is working with the chest, specifically because you have to work and push against. And so your resistance has to come from behind you or utilizing gravity. So if you have a barbell at home, awesome. Dumbbells, great. I will show you to the chest press with the barbell first, and then I'm gonna show you how to do it with a rope or resistant band option, okay? So just move this out of the way. So what I have a step here. So I'm gonna use this right here. Let's place this right here. Okay, so there's my step. Make sure I've got enough room. Now this is a small step. This is just meant for portability. If you have a bench, that will work great. But you know, floor is good too because you can do it from the floor. You'll just get a little less range of motion, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and grab, let's make it sit up. I'm gonna grab my barbell. Here it is. So I've got about 30 pounds on here, give or take. So this is kind of fun because being my step is short, I have to really slide myself on there. So this is gonna be fun. All right, so you're gonna situate yourself onto your step platform or just lay flat on the ground. I'm gonna shimmy my butt off a little bit there. And as I lay down, I'm gonna slowly work myself down this step so my head can rest on there. Okay, so position. Your arms should be fairly wide apart. The reason you want it wider, especially if this is new for you or you might be weaker in the chest, it'll give you greater stability. So when you're ready, you want to bring it down to your chest and press right up, okay? Now, this is called chest press, which means keep it above your chest, not over top your head and not over top your belly region. Right straight over top your chest, just like if you were doing push-ups. Kind of mimics that position, okay? So you do 12 reps of those, and then you go back into your upper body exercise, okay? All right, so there we go. So that is your 2 exercises in that set. Just as a reminder, the glute bridge and chest press. But if you need an option, let me show you really quick how to do an option with the chest press. And I've got my resistant band already set up here for speeding things up, okay? So I'm sitting here, I'm gonna sit down on this chair, and I basically took a fairly tight resistant band and I've got it wrapped around this chair and ready to thread through. And so what I'm gonna do, and that's where it's gonna come from behind me, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit down here, put a little bit of weight on that chair, because if you don't, when you pull, if you don't have a really sturdy chair, you're gonna pull the weight of the chair up and it'll fly right from underneath you, so be careful. So you wanna adjust your weight according to that. I'm gonna grab these. All right, so here I go. I've got my weight. I'm trying to keep it steady on the chair. Sit up tall, chest out. You've got your elbows up. And from there, you're gonna press and release. Press and release, just like that, okay? So that would be another option for doing chest press if you have resistant bands, okay? So move that out of the way. So what do you do after you do your lower body exercise, 12 reps? Your upper body exercise, 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets. You do your cardio round. So great options for cardio round could be jumping jacks, could be skiers, skaters, it could be running on the spot, high knees. I mean, I've got a few that I generally tend to go to because they're easy on the spot. They're easy in the room. You don't have to have a lot of room for them. So whatever it is you choose, you got 1 minute of cardio to go, flushing the muscles out, and then we go on to the third group of exercises. So for our third group of exercises, I'm just gonna move this step. We're gonna do what's called a split squat, and I'm gonna do some tricep dips, okay? So I'm gonna move this here, okay? So for a split squat, basically you're going to be shifting your weight evenly between both your legs. Think of doing a reverse lunge, except the back leg is going to be inclined, okay? Now you can choose to do this with some extra weight, adding a couple dumbbells. If you are challenged with balance, I recommend you not add weight to it and just see how this goes. Okay, so a few things to keep in mind. So when I'm going to get ready to get into this, I'm gonna step wide. There's my chair or my platform behind me. Make sure it's stable, whatever you're using. A step will be fine. The higher that platform, the harder this is going to be. Keep that in mind. So I'm gonna get nice and long, like I'm preparing to go into a really long lunge and deep one. I'm gonna take my weight, and this is my main working leg to start. This one's gonna go up on my chair, and I'm gonna adjust according to my distance. I got a good distance there. Okay, I'm getting myself stabilized. Now, in this position, a couple things to keep in mind. The longer that stride, the better it is on your joints, but it will be a little bit harder on the muscles. Better workout. Now, make sure that front leg, when I'm looking here, get your balance, I need to make sure that my foot is not pronated or turned in. Okay, I see that quite often with these. Make sure everything's in line and it's straight, and that between your front and back leg, you've got like train track, right in line, not cross back, hard to balance. Okay, when you're ready to go, Stand up nice and tall. I got the foot on the chair. You're just gonna dip, and then you're gonna come up. Just like that. Again, if you want more challenge, put some dumbbells there, okay? Just like that. Now your option is do 12 on one leg, then switch. Do 12 on the other leg, or if this exercise is really a challenge for you, which is totally understandable, you could do 6 on one, 6 on the other, and split that up if you like. So there's your split squat. Like I said, your lower or your upper body option to match that is going to be tricep dip because you've already got the chair out, so you might as well use it, right? Instead of putting it back, forth, back, forth. Okay, so again, it's kind of a reminder. I've done these before in previous videos, but in case you kind of missed that, I'm just going to walk you through these. So remember when you sit on the edge of a chair, again, folding chairs are not great. It can work, but you have to be careful. Nice and steady chair would be a good idea. Something with not as much padding, if you get onto a couch, you just don't really have that form that you need to kind of hold you up. Okay, so remember, the further out your legs, the harder it is. The more closer your legs are, it's called lever point, the easier this is for you. So kind of start somewhere in the middle. If you have shoulder issues, please watch this. Do not go deep and never sacrifice that shoulder. So if you're feeling it in the shoulder, this is an exercise that you might want to take away, okay? All right, so you're gonna get your hands close to your butt region, or the edge of the chair basically. And I'm gonna put my feet somewhere in the middle there so that might come out. Here we go. Not gonna go super crazy here. So a couple of key things. When you come down, make sure your shoulders aren't pushing too deep, and you can have your elbows aimed back and you're gonna press up. You wanna stay close to that chair when you come down. So I don't need to see you coming out like that. Really, really, really hard on the shoulders. Stay close and dip. I always tell clients a bend is a win. So if you're bending and straightening and it's just a little one and that's what you can do, that is okay. You know, you can you'll build up to that and your strength will improve. Just never sacrifice that shoulder, okay? So that's your group of exercises, okay? And then what do you do after that? 12-12, 12-12. You're into your cardio round. Okay, last set of exercises is your group of four groups of exercises. This is going to be hip abductor lifts as well as bicep barbell curls. We worked with triceps, kind of get a full range here, gotta work the biceps. So hip abductor lifts. So now that I'm doing this, I'm definitely gonna move my chair. I'm not overly a tall person, but I have it all in the legs. So my legs have quite a reach. Okay, so what you wanna do, if balance is an issue, you might wanna grab that barbell and hang on to it, wall or something. So shifting my weight, okay, I'm gonna work on my right side abductor, right there in the hip. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find my balance, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna lift these up, nice and controlled. Now, core tight and activated, shoulders back. What I don't wanna see is leaning and owing. Control it, and up there and release. Just like that, and then you would switch and do 12 on the other side. Again, split them 6 and 6 if you're really struggling with this one. And if you want to add a little resistance, grab a lighter resistance band because your hip abductors are only so strong, okay? Adductors for inside, most people are surprised to find, especially in the gym, I'm getting on the machine and I'm propping 85, 100 pounds, they're looking at me, then they go and do it and they realize, oh, that was actually easy. We're actually quite strong on our adductors, but we're not very strong on our abductors, the outer. It's just the way the muscles form that it's very, very small. Okay, so if we're gonna add some resistance to like, I got this, I want more resistance, go ahead, add the resistance, put on your foot, make sure it's secure. And then the foot that's going to stand, don't put it right in the middle. I always keep it closer to my toe area so I can get a good base. Otherwise, I'm trying to hold my balance. And when you're ready to go and you got a good resistance, again, you might need to bend the knee a little bit more. You've got more resistance, you're gonna need more of a lift. When you're ready, go ahead and lift those. Your range of motion is gonna be less here, but you're gonna get a really good burn. So you could repeat that on the other side as well. So that's your lower body part of that circuit. And then your upper body is going to be the bicep barbell curl like I mentioned. Okay, so I'm gonna show you 2 options. I'm gonna grab that barbell, walk you through what to look for, and then we'll try it with resistant bands as well. So I got my barbell handy, let me grab it. Okay, so again, I emphasize, just because it's a bicep curl doesn't mean you can't work other muscles. So what you want to do is you want to bend the knees slightly. I do not want to see hyperextended legs and you're standing, the posture's all over, it's terrible. Slightly bend the knees just to get the core engaged. And then you've got your arms nice beside you right there. And then from here, curl and release. Control it. This is not a throwing exercise. If you have to throw it like that and do lots of swinging, it's too heavy, okay? So control it. Curl and release. Curl and release. So you gotta do 12 of those, okay? And then so you're gonna go back again to the hip adductors, but before I do that, let me just show you your rope option. And then we're just about done here. Just gonna make sure that doesn't roll back at me. I like to do that sometimes. Stay. Okay, so your rope option, I'm gonna grab these black ones here. A little bit heavier of a resistance. I don't have super strong biceps, but they'll do. They're pretty good. Okay, so, and you've seen me do these before. It's favorite bicep curl option. Stand, stand, get your resistance, make sure it feels equal, and then you're just gonna curl them just like that. Okay? So as I go to do this, I realize, ooh, one is tighter than the other. There we go. Same idea. I've got a little bend in my knees, my core is activated, and I'm curling these nice and controlled. There's no swinging or uncontrolled movement there. And there you go. So there's your bicep curls. There we go. So we got a little bit of everything, almost all the muscles. Didn't do a lot of core, but your core was engaged the entire time. I tell clients all the time, look, I don't need to throw you down on the mat and make you do 50 sit-ups. The point is, if you're always engaging your core, it's always working. So that's a good element of core work all in itself. Okay, and you finish it off with your cardio rounds, right? So make sure you get your heart rate up, but you're gonna flush the body out. And maybe if that last round, you go for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, kind of finish that off. You could do more than one round of that. Again, you can increase your reps or sets, all laid out. The basics are there. So I hope you enjoyed day one workout and have an awesome day. Bye.